Hello everyone, this is Leanne with Diamonds and Doxies, and I thought I would do a kit up and chat with y'all today, this evening actually. You see me unbox this. This is it's called Poppies and Flowers by Susan Winget. I got it through Joann's. It's Diamond Art Club. It does have the perforated cover. I won't use the perforated cover in the intended way. I use my release papers, but then as I go along, I rip off, when I get done with the section, I rip off the papers. That way I don't have plastic all the time. So anyway, yeah, we're going to do now I keep wanting to say whip and chat. No, we're going to do a kit up and chat. Hopefully, won't have too much static. Let me get a drink. I am super thirsty. I've been working on my craft room. I've got my, where it says Poppies and Flowers. I am doing this, excuse me, for the Oz and Og event. So I didn't realize that it could be anything remotely, if you could kind of make it about Oz and Og or the Wizard of Oz, and you could do it. And I was like, wait a minute, I have poppies. So yeah, I was really happy because I thought, I'm not going to be able to do it. So the first thing I like to do when I'm kitting up is the first thing I do is put all my stickers on. I put them all in, in order. So let's do this part. You know that it's not my favorite part. If there's no static, I don't mind it so much, but yeah. Otherwise, I don't like it. But that's okay. A lot of people do. They find great joy in it. And I'm like, I just want to start diamond painting. So if I could have somebody that lived with me that liked to kit up or live close and I could pay them to kit up, trust me, I would. But anyway, y'all, so it has been a busy, busy day, y'all. Busy, busy, busy. So our offer on the house was accepted, finally. And I guess after we said, we're going to go look at another house because we're tired of waiting, on a maybe, it's like, no, let's go look at another house. Let's go have a plan B. Well, suddenly they accepted our offer. So it's like, okay. So we got those papers signed today. We were told yesterday that she's going with our offer. So we got everything signed today. Dropped off our earnest money checks. Did that today to the title company. We have inspections on Friday. And it's a pretty thorough inspection. I mean, real thorough. She didn't give us the seller's disclosure until after, she had signed the papers. And it was like, okay, see, there's things wrong. And, the thing that really got me was, it's like, it's not really a big deal because I was going to get rid of that range anyway. But, I mean, one of the selling features of the house was this chef's dream kitchen, with the commercial range. And yeah, but it was filthy, y'all. And I mean, grease, once it cooks on, yeah, it's cooked on. So I was like, nah, we're going to get rid of that. And it doesn't have a built-in microwave. Really want a built-in microwave. So get a smaller cooktop, and then we can have an over the range microwave. But then, get the seller's disclosure and, there's some of the knobs are corroded on. So you have to, you can't, it won't light. You have to do it with a lighter. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that funny how, I was like, I don't think she wanted us to see the seller's disclosure until after we made an offer. So that's okay. There really wasn't, like, part of the gate is gone, and I noticed on the corner of the roof, of that particular area, that you know, it looked like maybe a tree had skimmed it and messed up the gutter and just that little tiny part of the roof. So, you know, she said it was caused by the hurricane, which I figured it was. I'm guessing there was a tree right there and it fell and broke the fence and whatnot. It's a wrought iron fence. So, but she said she's going to get it fixed. Her insurance will pay for it because it's from the hurricane. So, okay. And then we got a really great inspector coming out. I mean, he's going to measure, he's going to check for everything, including mold. And, yeah, so, and he's going to check the elevation and settlement, and she admitted that there is some settlement. That's why the back gate doesn't close, which is fine, 'cause it's just a gate that goes from the, where's my scissors? Here they are. That goes from the back patio to the outside, so I don't know that we'd ever shut it anyway. Let's see, what tray do I want to use? How about, it's red on the inside though, but it matches, right? So it's all about matchy-matchy, right? So let's try this. Got my static guard right there. Let's cut off some here. This is the way I kit up because it's just easier for me. So I look for the DMC of 353. They're all in order, so I just pull that out and move this here over here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I am using my 4-drawer Art Dot container. So that way I can actually have a couple of kits. Well, this only took one tray, so I mean, depending on it, they hold 48. Each tray holds 48. So however many, depends on how many drills you have. So if you have a kit with less than 48 or less, then absolutely it'll fit in here. Okay, hey, don't say anything, but that was pretty uneventful, y'all. So this might go faster than I thought. So anyway, then today it was really a good day because the guy who refinished my door, it's been a couple of years now. I had my house power wash, supposed to have been low pressure, and I'm not saying it wasn't, but anyway, he sprayed my door and then around the door and made some of the paint come off. You know, no big deal. So Hank came out today, and I heard him out there. I was like, well, because he always takes the door off the hinges and takes it out into the yard. So I was like, what's he doing, you know? And then he rang the doorbell. But I didn't want to open the door because he was working on it. And so he rang the doorbell, and I went out. And I was like, okay, hi, you know. And he was like, okay, I'm done. And I was like, what? And I said, what did you... And I looked over at the door, and it was perfect. Looked brand spanking new. I was like, what did you do? He said, I just cleaned it with some lemon oil. I was like, oh my gosh. And he said, you know, some parts where there's a little bit of white, that, he said, is from, you know, the hurricane, and it will just take some time. We've been so humid. Y'all, 98 degrees today. 98, but I'm happy to report tomorrow's only supposed to be 97. But anyway, so he came out, he did that, and he was gone within 30 minutes, and he didn't charge me. I was like, well, let me pay you something. He was like, nah, I was in the neighborhood. Don't worry about it. I was like, are you sure? And he said, yeah. I said, oh, wow, that's really nice. Of course, whenever Max gets ready to put his house on the market, he's going to have him come out and do his door. I said, don't, because he was wanting to do it now. And I was like, don't do it now because we don't know how long it's going to be until we move. And the longer you wait, the better, you know, it'll be. Because our front yards face the west. And, man, it gets that summer sun like you would not believe. So, but, yeah, then, you know, my front yard has been looking just top-notch. And I've got vincas all along. I have a bed that goes all the way around, all on the house. And it's got vincas in it. And it's been absolutely gorgeous. Well, wouldn't you know, now they've decided that they want to start looking pitiful. So I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. You know, I think it's just, it's hotter than blazes out there, and that's just all there is to that. So, it's all there is to that. Y'all, I hate to jinx myself here, but although I think rounds have less than squares. Maybe. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think it doesn't matter? I don't know. Let's see, 38.20. So yeah, so then the packing ladies came out, and of course it's a 2-hour minimum, and it only took them an hour, but I still had to pay for 2 hours. But kind of what got me was, you know, they gave you a list of prices of supplies like boxes, wrapping paper, bubble wrap, you know, and all that. And I was like, I'd already went and bought some because, of course, they're upcharging you, you know. I went and bought some. Well, I looked over. I was like, oh, they're not using my bubble wrap. They're using paper. Well, do you know when I went to pay, she was like, okay, I used a half a container of paper. And I wanted to say, why? You know, why would you do that? So, I mean, I didn't ask you to do that. And I went and bought the supplies. I even pointed it out. Here's 2 kinds of bubble wrap. Here's packing tape. You know, here's all of this stuff. Here's the boxes, you know, everything. And yeah, so I was like, dang, I'm already paying for 2 hours and I'm only using 1. And then, you know, it said, you know, if I wanted to leave a tip, and she said, just ignore that. Just hit next. I was like, okay, good, you know, because she's getting paid for 2 hours, even though she's only there for an hour. So, yeah, I was like, yep, I'm glad she said, no, just skip that part and go to next. It's like, okay. So, yeah, Z156 is next. It's a fairy dust, y'all. So anyway, they got done, and then my son, my youngest son, and my grandson, my youngest grandson, came over to help me. I had some, you know, I had some pots and stuff in the backyard that just had nothing but weeds, and they needed to go, and, but, you know, the dirt needed to be emptied from them, because I really wanted to keep the pots. But I also had some half whiskey barrels that, you know, I had great intentions on, and essentially it's just turned to weeds. I'm all about working in the yard in the spring and in the fall, but summer and winter, no thank you. So anyway, so they got those emptied and moved out to the trash. We went and ate lunch. I had, for the first time, some carne asada. I've been wanting to try it because I had taken a friend of mine who is, you know, from Mexico, and it's been, gosh, it's been 7 years ago when I did that, but we went there, and she was like, oh yeah, this is legit. She goes, this is good. And I've always thought, man, I want to try that. I keep forgetting, you know. And so they had it on their lunch special, and I was like, yep, that's what I'm getting. It was so good. And Jacob tried some, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm getting that next time. And then Max Sr. tried some, and he was like, yeah, that's happening. So, yeah. So that was good. It was really good. It's like a roast with a Spanish flair, but just the tender chunks of meat and a rich brown sauce with tomatoes and onions. Just so good. So very good. And some Mexican spices. I don't know what kind. It kind of tasted like birria tacos, but I don't know. Kind of. Not all the way. So I don't know. But it was so good. And then we came back home, and I had bought at Amazon. This was before we put an offer in on the house. So didn't know that we were going to be moving. And some storage carts. I had some storage carts that were just open. You could just set stuff in. And I had 2 of them because they were only like 4 shelves. And so I had, what did I say, 4? No, surely I said 2. Well, no, I think I said they had 4 shelves. Anyway, So I was like, okay, you know, moved over my desk that was in the study. Uh-oh, Leanne. 3362, is that the right one? 3362. Where are you? 3362? There you are. Yes, that's the one. Okay. Boy, I did that all wrong. Moved the desk over to Max's house so that hopefully my house will sell, you know, within a month, and then I'll move in with him until we're ready to move into the other house, because we do have a lot of remodeling and renovations we want to do. 166. So anyway, move that over, and plus I needed to clear out my study, so got the stuff that was on one shelf that needed to go on it and packed away. And so I got my entryway and dining room is full of stuff for the movers on Saturday. So, but I have some stuff in my bedroom that I'm going to let them get because, yeah, it would require more work for me to move it out. And then, I mean, I don't have to work on getting my closet cleaned out for pictures because she does not take pictures of the closet. So I got a little leeway there. But I do want to get my storage room, and Alex came in and he saw all these boxes, you know, with Diamond Art Club on them. And he was like, gee, Nana, that's a lot of diamond paintings. And I said, yeah, that is actually 34 diamond paintings, and I have over 100 more. And he was like, oh my gosh. It's like, yes. So, yeah. So, but I do want to kind of pick out some, you know, try to think ahead. I mean, I hope that we'll be in there by before Christmas, but, you know, I don't know. So I want to make sure I have my, you know, what I'm working on Drills and Chills and my small shop fall festival. So got to get those pulled out, and some others of just in case. And yes, I'm going to order another kit, because in January, Mia hosts a wizard event. And I have been holding on to the Seer for, well, since last year. So I'm like, ay. But then Diamond Art Club announced some new wizard kitty or something. And it's like, he reminds me of Oberon. And I was like, yep, I'm doing him. So, yeah, so I'm going to order him. So I don't know. But I'm honestly thinking that for the Seer, I think I might give that away. You know, do a giveaway in on my YouTube channel when it gets closer, so that if you wanted to participate, 938. If you wanted to participate in Wizards with Mia, it's just really a paint along. I mean, last year we did Astronomer and there was no prizes or anything. I don't know what her plans are, so I don't know. But it's, you know, it's fun just to have something to do that you're doing with other people, right? So, yeah, I think I might do that. I don't know. Maybe if I have 500 subscribers or something. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'll figure out something. But I would hate for people who want to participate, can't participate because they don't have a kit, and I'm sitting over here on one that I don't know when I'll ever do it. So, you know. So the painter and his wife speaks English real well, so she goes with him. She takes care of all his business. And she saw some diamond paintings hanging on my wall, and she said, uh-oh, I found some, y'all. Found the static. Found it. Forget about my round thing, because, yeah. Okay, hang on. Oh, these are bebopping all over the place. So let me get some static guard. That's what I use, just some static guard. I need to get some more. Kind of spray the Q-tip. get back in there. You get back in there. So I'll just kind of go over those. Anyway, she saw my diamond paintings. And so she's like, oh, you do these? And I said, yes. And I said, do you? She goes, no, but my mother does. She does a lot of them. And I said, really? And she said, yeah. I said, you wait right there. So I had some kits that I had bought early on. And you know how your tastes change and stuff. So they were all good kits. I mean, there were 2 Dreamer designs and 2 diamond dots. And big ones. And so I took them out there and said, would she like these? And she was like, oh my gosh. And she said, I'll pay you for them. I was like, I was going to give them away anyways. So nope, no money necessary. So that was good. But I am going to give away some more. But I'm debating, you know. It's like, well, I'd rather donate them to an event to give away, you know, or maybe as, you know, giveaways on my channel for different, you know, record breakers or whatever for me, you know. I'd like to do that. I keep forgetting to put this over in front of y'all. So y'all aren't watching what I'm doing. Not that you really care what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything exciting. And so I had ordered a pen because I like the mini pens from Enabler's Outpost. So I ordered one, right? And then today on Instagram, I saw that she's doing a buy one, get one 50% off. And I said, well, heck. So I went back to her website, bought 2 more pens. So, and then I have one blank will be shipped, if it hasn't already, to Tim and Carrie at Leopard Leather Works. It's like, yay. Again, I have no spare slots to put these pens in, so I'm going to have to get some more holders. Okay, 3770. This looks like I might need a baggie. And, oh, yeah, I do have some baggies. Okay. I was like, oh, no, I think I packed them all away. But nope, I didn't. I actually did get rid of some of, you know, I was like, I had these toolkits from, you know, just the cheap toolkits. I don't use them. But I always save them because I'm like, well, somebody, you know, might need them or want them or something. So I saved them. And honestly, I was like, Leanne, you've got so many saved already in a container. So just toss these out in the trash. So that's what I did. Well, I mean, I put the recycle stuff in the recycle bin, but all right. And then here's how I do it. I do not open another bottle. I just use a baggie. And then I get my Sharpie. This is, goodness. There, jeez Louise. 3770. All right. Put that on there. Put this in here. Come on, open up. And I'll put this in here. Get in there. All right. And then I will just put this here in my little cart, my new cart. So, yeah. All right, 3770. I think I'm going to need one for this too. 819. 819. Come on down. There you are. Oy. So anyway, where was I? Where was I? So I took, while the Packers were here, I thought, well, Gus can go. Well, also because I thought that the door guy was gonna be here at the same time that the Packers were. So I was like, you know, I need to do. I can put Snoopy in the crate. Gus will not do the crate. He freaks out if he is separated in any way, shape, or form from me. So I took him over to Max's, just right next door, and came home. And I finally had to go get him because he was like, he is crying, he is howling, won't settle down. He's like misses his mama. So he is a mama's boy. There's no doubt about that. I knew that, but you know, he also goes over there all the time. So, but he's kind of an old soul in that, yeah, he's not real big on playing with toys. He does like to wrestle. He'll play with the toys sometime, but yeah, that's not his thing. He'd rather, while everybody else is playing with the toy, he would rather be up in my lap. He wants to be in a lap. I told him today he was made for an elderly lady or man. It could, I don't think it mattered, but yeah. So you should have, not really because I love him to death, but it's just like, gosh, he's just, that's all he wants to do. He just wants to be next to you. Next to you and outside hunting lizards. He's never caught a lizard, not yet. But he likes to hunt them. But now, most of the places where the lizards would hide is gone. So, yeah. So I moved the empty pots into the garage. Let's see, 3865. And I've got a raised bed container type garden that I bought at Costco. Hang on, I can't talk and do something at the same time. I'll end up writing what I'm saying. Anyway, I bought it at Costco last year, really, and now I'm thinking, do I want that? So I don't know. I went ahead, it's sitting on my patio. But do I want to just, the boys did, empty it out of trash, but I may actually just go ahead and put it out front. I mean, one thing I'll put out front has already been taken, so we have people that they will drive around in a truck, and I think a lot of times they have a resale shop, or maybe they do a garage sale or something, I don't know. And they drive around. Look at that, it's already jumping. Can y'all see that? Oh, God. Come on, I just want to open you. Stay, stay, stay. Good boy. Look over at Gus, and he's looking at me like, I'm the good boy. So I may just get rid of it. It's one of those things that, oh, yeah, this will be fun. Yeah, it's really not. And then it gets to be so hot, and I don't want to jack with it. And I planted some potatoes, and it's just too shallow for them. And I got 2 potatoes. Actually, one that was a decent size. But, so they just got thrown in the trash. Okay, I'm going to have to re-moisten. Do y'all like that word? Re-moisten my... There we go. Trying to get these all in there. I'm hoping that I can. This whole sleeve, or whatever you call it, is staticky so far. I don't know why. Come on. Come on. You didn't know. No jumpy jump. There we go. There we go. Another one. Those all fit, so that's good. I think that we're done with having to get extra baggies, I think. All right. 967. So anyway, I'm ready for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we get our inspections done, and it's going to be like 6.5 hours. 967. But we don't have to be there for the whole time. We get there 30 minutes before, and then he does a complete walkthrough with us. So you know, we'll get a printed copy, but he goes over the highlights and does a walkthrough with us to show us anything that, you know, stood out to him. I'm real hopeful that, you know, there won't be any mold in the house. But, you know, I'm hopeful, but we also live in Texas on the Gulf Coast. Now, it's not a problem in Central Texas or West Texas or even in the Panhandle, but in the Texas Gulf Coast, we have humidity, you know, and we have mold. But I just don't want it in, like, you know, in the walls and stuff. I mean, yeah. So, I don't want any hidden black mold growing, you know. But, yeah. But, you know, once upon a time, that was a thing, you know. In fact, you can't even get insurance for it anymore unless you get a special addendum. But, yeah. 3821. 3821. So anyway, that'll be fun to do that. And then we're planning on the 16th. I don't know. We don't know what time we close yet. So it may have to be the 17th of getting contractors out there to go ahead and give us some bids and start working. Now, Max said it looks like there will be a storm in the Gulf, you know, sometime in the middle of the month. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, first of all, you can't close if there's a named storm in the Gulf. That's what happened to me with Harvey. Was I had a house built and I was supposed to close the day of Harvey. So, needless to say, I couldn't do it. And then Harvey was such a flood effect. I mean, it flooded places that hadn't ever flooded. I mean, a friend of mine's house was built in 1932, and it destroyed her house, you know, the floodwaters, because, you know, and it had never flooded before, so they didn't even have flood insurance. But, you know, I know a lot of people don't have flood insurance, even though they'll say, well, it's not required. Maybe not, but again, we're on the Texas Gulf Coast. There are bayous and creeks and drainage ditches all over the place. For, you know, just, yes. And it's insane, you know, it's insane. So to me, to not have flood insurance, because then, I mean, you can get help from FEMA, but it's not going to pay like it would if you had flood insurance. And it also takes a lot longer. So anyway, there's that. But she does have flood insurance, so that'll make it easier. Because usually, I think, if you don't have flood insurance, then you have to wait. If a buyer wants to buy your house, they have to wait 30 days. I mean, you can get flood insurance, but it won't go into effect for 30 days on a cash deal. If you're 3807. If you are financing, if it requires flood insurance, then you can get it right away. But again, if it doesn't, you got a 30-day waiting period. So I'm hoping that if she already had flood insurance, we're grandfathered in and we can get flood insurance immediately, because we'll be moving in August. And, you know, it's not required there. It's in the 500-year floodplain. But, you know, I think Dickinson, Harvey, I mean, they got like 56, 58 inches of rain, and they called that a 1,000-year flood. And up in North Houston, people flooded. Like in Katy, which is in the west part, people were flooding, and they were like, okay, this is absolutely, you know, a 500-year flood event. So, yeah. So, you know, we've dealt with Max's mom. I mean, Max grew up, you know, having to deal with floods. This parents had lived in that house, I think 9 months the first time it flooded, and they were in a 500-year floodplain. They also backed up to the creek, so I don't know who came up with that number, but I think they probably, somebody, you know, greased some palms with a developer. I don't know. But anyway, my point is we want flood insurance ASAP. We can get windstorm for sure ASAP. But it's hard to find. I mean, like, you can't, you have to get that through the government. When I first moved here to this house, I went with I had private windstorm. They quit writing out here. So last year, and I'm about ready to sign again, I had to go with, you know, government. And it's more expensive. 733. I mean, I think my flood insurance alone, I'm not my flood insurance, it's like about $700 a year, but my windstorm, maybe 2,200, maybe. I got the bill in there because I got to pay it this month. So I need to, it's in there, so I don't even know. I'll probably just fall over and when I find out how much it went up. So, but you got to have it, so, because I don't want to be one of those people like, oh no, why did I do that? Let me put you back, because I'm getting out of, I got out of my system here. So, anyway, I want to say last year it was $2,200, and before that was $1,600. So, 3346. 3346. Where it here it is. Now, you know, that's pretty much for everybody along the Gulf Coast. So, otherwise, it's just written into your homeowners. So, but we're also staying in the same county, so I like that. I like our county. I do. 793. So anyway, I am tired, y'all. Tired. I don't know that I try to, when I work on a kit, when I kit up, I try to at least do one section to place some drills. I don't know if I have it in me to sit in this chair that long. 3856, 3856, 3856. I don't know if I have it in me. What time is it? 5:05. I guess I could do smaller sections. But no, I have... I'll look and see what I got. Yeah, I was working on Mushroom Forest. It just kind of got pushed to the side. And so I put it up. I de-kitted it into some of my Art Dot travel storage things. And it's going in storage. And I'll do it, you know. Maybe I'll do it next year for Far Out and Funky. I don't know. Because I don't think you have to have a new start. I don't think so. I don't know, though. I don't remember. But I didn't even get halfway done, so. I just had so much going on, and I really, really, really wanted to finish Gaia, so I kind of focused my attention on that. And I'm not going to do a, finish and review for, for the month of July, because I literally finished one mini dazzle and one kit. So, yeah. One mini dazzle kit and one regular kit. And that would be one really short video. And I have never, ever put away a kit while it was a work in progress. Never. Not unless it was just a bad kit and I was getting rid of the kit, but just to have later on. So it's an indefinite whip is what it is. And I have not done that before. So, because usually if I don't like something, I get rid of it. But, you know, this is a Diamond Art Club. I liked it fine. It just, and if I wasn't doing the Oz and Og, you know, I would have stuck with it. But it's okay. It's okay. Let me go ahead and cut these apart. Get this out of the way. I don't know. I may have some baggies that I need to put in baggies. Let's see. I don't know. All right, now let's do 745. I might. We'll see. Oh, jumpy jump. Oh, jumpy jump. My grandson, he's so funny. First of all, he's the one that asked Jacob if we could come over here and do this today because he heard me mention it on a whipping chat. So, hi, Alex, if you're watching. And, but we went to go eat Mexican food, right? Mexican food restaurant. And he sits there and he goes, this sounds like Mexican music. You don't say. You don't say, son. Yeah. We kind of laughed. But he has a good time with his uncle. I tell you what, though, he was sweating buckets. He ended up coming inside. Oh, darn it. And he's playing football this year. He'll be in 7th grade. He's going to play football. And it's like, okay, it's going to be hot. You know what? It's interesting. When my son played football in middle school, they had 2-a-days. You know, I had to go in the morning and in the evening. So, I don't know. I don't know when he starts football. I don't know. He did go to a football conditioning camp or something. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what they consider. And it's public school. Mine went to private. Well, Jacob was in 4th grade when we went to private. Max was in 7th grade. And Jennifer went in there at 12th grade. She at first she was like, nope, not doing private school. Don't want to do private school. You leave me alone. And I was like, I wouldn't think of it. You know, you're a junior, so why would I do that? And so, but she got to see because the boys went over there mid-year. And she's just like, yeah, you know what? I think I do want to go to private school. So I was like, okay. So she went there for her senior year, met her husband there. So, yeah, I say it was a good decision. There's just a different when you've got like 60 kids in your class compared to 2,000, you know? It's a different feeling for the parents too. And I had it up to here with public school. So many bad things happened, and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. Now, Jacob was doing fine. Jennifer was doing fine. Jennifer was in, I don't know that they called it special ed. They called it resource. So she's dyslexic, so she needed help with all that. Max Jr. had ADHD, so he was in the 401 program. But Jacob was fine. I mean, Jacob didn't need anything. He was doing fine. I was just like, we're not going back through that middle school there, so, because it was hell. And, I mean, when your son comes home and just says he'd rather be dead than go back to school, there's a problem, people. There's a problem. And I'm like, okay, you know, I don't know how to homeschool, but I'll figure it out, you know. I'll hire somebody to homeschool you. I don't know, but, you know, no, we're not going back to that. So we left and went to private. And I was like, it was such a great thing, you know, such a great thing. And, the teachers there, they're there because they want to be there, not because they have to be there. And, you know, they were very helpful, very understanding. Max's worst subject was English, any kind of English. And it wasn't that he had trouble reading. He could read great. He read a lot of, very advanced reading. What he didn't want is, so many of the titles or the books are really geared towards girls. He was more about reading about Tony Hawk and, he did love Greek mythology. He did like that. And it seems like he liked Beowulf too, but I don't remember. But, stuff like that he liked, but just and so I would read to him a lot because it was like, okay, how about I read? Because I know it's too hard for you to sit there and try to read something you're not interested in. I'm the same way. So I would try reading it to him, and I'm like, oh my God, this is such a girl. It's such for girls. So anyway. But I mean, he still, he had required reading just like anybody else, so he had to do it. But in public school, it was a case of you have to read these Bluebonnet books on your summer vacation, and it's due on your first day back to school. And I was like, summer vacation I love it. That's my time. Now you're messing with my time because, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to have to crack a whip on anybody. I don't want to have to do any of that. And plus, we went on vacations for 2 weeks out of the year, and here I had to go. We had to go buy all the, we could have rented them. Not rented them, but checked them out from the library, I suppose, but you have a hard time getting them all. So, here we go to the library. Not library, the bookstore. And, of course, they got them all sitting out because, I guess all the kids have to do it. It's like, here's all your Bluebonnet books. I was like, oh, yay, you got them out. How convenient. And we would take them on vacation, and, it was like, I do think that running is great. Don't get me wrong. Of course I do. Hang on, let me get my trash can that I knocked over. There we go. Throw that in there. But I really am not, I think there's something to be learned about going on vacation, about playing, having a good time. It should not always be about school, in my opinion. So anyway, it was just a lot of busy work. And when we got to private school, there was still, especially in English, there was still a lot of, in my opinion, was busy work. Like they had to make a quilt, then they had to make a diorama, just things like that. And again, my daughter loved that stuff because it was artsy, and she's artsy. And my boys, they can draw a stick figure. And I would see what some of these kids would bring in, and I'm like, your mother did that. Your mother did that. I've seen your handwriting. That's not your handwriting. And I've seen your art. You draw stick figures too, and that is not your art. That is, your mother did it. And I had to, I went round and round with the teacher because I told her, she gave my son a failing grade. And I was like, why? So I went down there. I said, here are the things that you asked for to be on this poster. They're all there. They're not, she goes, well, I know, but they're not, they're not drawn real nice. He can't draw, okay? So, but the things that you asked for are there. And I said, but these other kids, look at that. Do you really think they did that artwork? I said, and it doesn't say anywhere here that it's an art project, that you're going to be graded on art. It just says you have to have these things included, and each of these have points. Nowhere on there does it say, must be artistic or whatever. And she was like, oh, okay, well, what grade do you want me to give him? I said, I want you to give him the grade that he deserves. So if we go by this, he needed to include this. He did. That's 25 points. And I went through it. And she was like, okay, and I was like, this is crazy, You don't even know how to grade. And so I ended up going to the principal, and I was like, this is just unacceptable. And she agreed. And that teacher was not back the next year. And I mean, it wasn't like I was trying to get her to be gone, but you know, you grade on, what is that called? Not synopsis, on the, you know, you write out, here's how the points are weighted. You have to include this, you have to include that. And, you know, if somebody draws a stick figure for the boy and a stick figure with a dress on for the girl and a, you know, a stick house, then, you know, they shouldn't have to, oh, well, you know, the facial features aren't right, you know, or something. It's like, come on, you know, come on. Get the student to come sit down with you and have them create that piece of artwork that's on there right now to see if they actually did it themselves, because I'm telling you, they did not. So anyway, well, I'm getting all wound up again. I gotta tell you, y'all. Okay, so here's all my colors, and as you can see, I've got the insert in there. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see, but they don't wiggle or wobble. That's the way I like it. I will put it up here in my shelf. Now let me bring over my cart and see what I got for release papers. Let's see, I've got quite a few. Let's see, shall we? I don't want those. Hang on, I'm trying to get... All right, let me see. These first. Steampunk Gnomes, no. Adventures in Wonderland, nope. Summer Meadow. I used this on Gaia, but it kind of matches, don't you think? Got Buzzing Bees, Joyful Snowmen. Let's see. We've got Cute Dachshund, Steampunk. This is not Steampunk. Jingle Drills 2023, Winter Cardinals, Joyful Christmas Fringe, Vintage Mushrooms. Yeah. Summer with the Masters. Yeah, I got this. I mean, obviously it's over, but I will use it for next year. Birdhouses. Wildflowers. Let's have a look-see. Shall we? These are all from Crafts with Crashly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all. Are y'all seeing these? Oh. Love, love, love. Look at that. I wonder if I should use those because I've already used, but look at this, y'all. Look at this. It kind of matches, right? I mean, well, some of them aren't turned right, but yeah, I mean, it kind of matches, don't you think? Look at that. Yeah, but I haven't, all right. I'm thinking I'm going to use these again, even though I've used them before. But obviously, I like them because I bought them, right? Let's look at Wildflowers. Oh, y'all, aren't these pretty? Oh, my goodness. These actually would go with the birdhouse. These beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, I love these. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. And if I want to do a section, I need to come up with it. So I think I'm going to do Summer Meadow again. And yeah, that's just how that's going to go. Y'all are probably going, no, don't do that. But that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So now what I do is I used to put washi tape, you know, around the borders and stuff, but I don't do that anymore. First of all, I never could get it on correctly, so I don't do it anymore. But what I do is I peel back my plastic like a so. And then I place my release papers as good as I can. Let's see. Yeah, that works. And then I go down here. I don't do release papers on the whole thing. Sometimes they just aren't cut exactly straight, but there we go. Okay. Or at least it feels that way. It's probably, I don't place them exactly straight. It's probably, come on now. Once you get the first row on, then it's easy later on. It's just trying to get it set up. No. Okay, that's good enough. And then over here. Okay. And then I have a little extra over here. I'll just put that on there. And then what I'll do is when I start, for instance, I'll come over here and I'll take this one, peel it up, peel my plastic back, and then I will place it up here, ready for the next row. So after I finish one row, come on. Yeah, okay, that's good. And then I just, look at that, that is almost matches. And then I'll start working and I'll peel this back, and I should be getting a cover minder in pretty soon. Not that I need one, but I ordered the Oz and Oz pack from a new to me shop, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But anyway, and then I'll start placing drills. I don't know how long we've been yapping, but I think I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, and call it quits for tonight because, yeah, I got a few more things to do before. I'm definitely going to get in the bed early tonight, and then I can lay in bed and watch TV. So, another busy day tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. Going to lunch with my kiddos and Max. And then we have those inspections. So, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully the inspections will go well. There won't be anything major, you know. I mean, the house was built in 1995, so there's going to be things wrong. But hopefully it's nothing major that we can't take care of. Not a deal breaker, in other words. So we shall see. The only thing that would be really a deal breaker is if, you know, there's mold in the walls, or, you know, the AC is about to on its last leg, or now the air conditioners were replaced. I don't remember, but they're not original. So there's two of them. So we got to see, you know, as long as those are fine, because those can be real expensive. I mean, I don't have a problem updating them, but I don't want to do it right now. Right now, let's focus the money on getting the house in tip-top shape for us, you know, make it into our dream home. So, but anyway, as long as there's, you know, the roof's not caving in or anything like that, it does have an overlay roof, and so it's been there since 2012, so 12 years. So, you know, when it comes time to do a new roof, we will have to actually put, you know, take everything off and put a new roof, because you can only do overlay one time. So, you know, hopefully it's, you know, I know why people do it. We've done it because it's cheaper. So yeah, the whole thing will have to be redone at some point, but not right now. But unless, you know, it's like, oh no, this roof's about, you know, because it hasn't been inspected since the hurricane, right? So you never know. I mean, heck, I might find out problems with my house, but I don't have any leaks, so best of my knowledge. So yeah, anyway, I'll keep you posted and let you know what the inspector says. They come back with the silliest things that matter not, but you know, you're paying, well, we're paying them good money, so you know, I think sometimes they just come up with things. But anyway, so thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you like this kitten chat, And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, and I'd love to see you here again. I do diamond painting content. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. If you want to leave a comment down below, I would love for you to do so. It makes me happy to see them. I respond as fast as I can. And yeah, so thank y'all. Thank you so much. And oh, I know, let me know. Are you doing Oz and Og? Have you started your kit yet? Let me know. Alrighty, bye.